How would you say it's going?
I just want to be there.
It's going terrible. I just want to be dry. My toes are soggy. My hands are soggy. Are you soggy?
My name's Billy, this is Sierra, and our pup Jetty. This is our home. Her name is Adrenaline. We decided normal lifestyle isn't quite right for us, so we've been living an unconventional but fulfilling life of challenge and adventure. Be sure to subscribe below and hop on board. We spent some time here in the Bahamas. We were just waiting out the weather system just north of us. The weather never got bad where we are. The main reason of stopping was just to avoid the front system and all the thunderstorms, and everything just passed north of us. So it's time to get on the move on today, and I think we're going to be motoring most of today, unfortunately. Although there's a chance we could sail, and there's a little bit of a breeze right now, so cross your fingers. And then how many more days? We're like 500 to 600 miles from Lake Worth Inlet. Another 3 to 4 days, right? And I think after today we're supposed to have some really good wind. So we're just gonna motor out of this little reef area, get out of the cut, get out into the open ocean, probably raise the mainsail and try to sail a bit. Wish us luck.
So we were really upset that we weren't going to get to stop in the Bahamas, but we actually were able to stop, and no, we couldn't go on shore or do any spearfishing or anything like that, but we at least got to go snorkeling in our favorite waters in the world. And we got to rest, catch up on some Z's, and now we're off again.
We'll see you along the way for a bit at least. We're gonna miss this water, man. We've been missing this water. Nowhere in the Caribbean has it really been this clear and this blue and this turquoise. Oh, we're gonna miss it. Hopefully we can come back sooner or later. Sooner than later. We made it out of the reef clear. We didn't hit any coral heads or anything like that. Now we're just motoring on until the wind picks up. Our friend Tim said maybe we'll get some wind this evening. We have a little breeze now, but it's directly on our nose. Just motor into it this afternoon. Hopefully we get a nice breeze. Beautiful conditions out. A little swell rolling through. Sun's starting to come out. It was kind of foggy this morning, but it looks like it's gonna be a nice day.
Tim and Candy are right behind us, but they'll pass us super quickly because they can motor faster. But we've thoroughly enjoyed having their company with us in this lonely journey back home.
Well, it's been a little more wind than we expected for today, and we had to motor directly into it all along the south coast of Great Inagua, right over there. But we just rounded the southwest point, and we put the sails up, turned the engine off, and now we are sailing, and we're cruising 6-7 knots. Perfect. That's the lighthouse on Great Inagua right over there. So weird being here just a little over a year ago. And last time we were here, the mosquitoes were the worst mosquitoes I've ever had in my entire life. You go outside without protection, you had about 100 on you in a second. Apparently that was just because there was a lot of rain the week before, and our friends Connor and Steph went back there and they said it was a different world because there were not one mosquito there. So we're on our way. 3 more days. We're gonna get some heavy wind coming up. Not super heavy, but like definitely in 20 knots and a little above. We'll be going with it for the most part, probably broad reaching, and that'll be fine. We just want to make sure it's not coming out of the north when we're in the Gulf Stream, because that could get really nasty, but I don't think it's gonna be. It's gonna be mostly east, maybe east-northeast, but again, we're gonna be going with it, so I think it'll be all right. Hopefully this wind sticks around for the rest of the day and we can keep on sailing, and then yeah, it's just gonna pick up from here into tomorrow. Here we go.
Our friends Tim and Candy and Thor are right next to us. We just got a weather report that said do not go over 4.5 knots because Chris Parker does not want us to get into the Old Bahama Channel before Wednesday, because if we do, it's going to be super nasty. And then we got another report saying we do not want to cross the Gulf Stream until at least Friday. So that puts us in a really weird weather scenario. We have to go slow in order to get to one place, but then we have to wait so we don't get to the next place before a certain time.
We had to motor all night last night. Pretty much in the past 36 hours, we motored for like 24 hours, and it was so annoying. But the wind just picked up, and now we're sailing super fast straight towards the Ragged Islands now. Well, yesterday we had to slow down a little bit because there were some thunderstorms working their way off of Cuba, and now we have to either slow down or stop somewhere because we just can't cross the Gulf Stream. It's gonna be, the winds are gonna be absolutely crazy, like 35 knots from the northeast, and that in the Gulf Stream would just be an absolute mess. We're either gonna slow way down or just stop somewhere and wait, you know, sleep overnight and keep on going the next day. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna stop in the Ragged Islands. We're just gonna anchor for the night if we can make it there before dark, because there are some coral heads around and stuff like that, but at this rate we'll be there with plenty of time to spare. If not, we'll just stay in deep water and keep on moving nice and slow and just line ourselves up for when the wind does die and us being able to cross the Gulf Stream. But anyway, we'll get some cell service in the Ragged, so then we'll be able to check the weather more in depth, and yeah, and just leave there probably the following morning, but by the time we get to the Gulf Stream it'll be all right for us to cross. That's the plan now, and we're sailing and life is good. We have places to stop thanks to the exemption of Innocent Passage. We're able to anchor without going to shore in the Bahamas, and thanks to Salty Dog Rally for setting that all up, and then we have good weather from Chris Parker through Salty Dog Rally. Since we have places to stop, we might as well avoid the nasty front lines and thunderstorms and then the crazy winds that are coming up here. You know, make it safe, make sure we don't break anything, and it's all right if it takes a little bit longer. Whew, we're 20 miles out from the Ragged Islands. It was rough out there, man. The wind was blowing. It was like 20, 25 knots. We're up on the shallower bank now. It's like 20 to 30 feet deep, and the bigger swells are breaking up on the outside a little. It's dissipating the energy, so it's a little bit calmer here. But the wind is still up, and we're 20 miles out from the Ragged, so we should be there in a couple hours. We're cruising. We're consistently doing 8 to 9.5 knot on like a beam reach to close reach. It's been good sailing. Get some good rest tonight and then probably continue tomorrow morning. We didn't even bother fishing today. Just arrived in the Ragged Islands and it looks absolutely amazing. Crystal clear blue water and just desolate. Nobody, nothing around. Yeah, if only we were allowed to on shore. It's a nice protected anchorage here. Be a good place to stop for the night. We have, seems like we're getting a little bit of service maybe, so I think we'll be able to get some more weather and we'll take it from there. Just had some delicious dinner, had a nice shower. It is time to get some rest. I'm exhausted. The sun's about to go down. Tomorrow, we're on our way to Florida. Well, here we go. We just left the Ragged Islands. We got some more weather and it looks like the winds are all gonna be good for the next few days. Mostly from astern and decent winds, and the only thing we really gotta be concerned about are these squalls and thunderstorms and stuff that are everywhere. Should be back in Florida in 3 days.
We said that about 3 days ago.
What's been the main concerns and holdups?
We went too fast, we get to thunderstorms off Cuba, and we didn't want to be there. If we went too fast after that, we'd hit the Gulf Stream before we needed to be there because there was going to be some north wind and nasty seas. We opted to go to the Raggeds instead of slowing down to a speed that would get us there in appropriate time, so at least we got some sleep. Our friends, Ohana, they continued on throughout the night, and they said it was really rough and very uncomfortable, so I'm glad we stopped. Good job to you. It was your decision. I was against you, but...
Are you nervous about the squalls and thunderstorms?
I don't like lightning at all. So that would be a yes.
We're out there. If you guys don't know where the Ragged Islands is, we're not that far north of Cuba, but it is a super desolate place. You have to bring all your own resources here. I think you can order stuff on the mailboat that comes 2 or 3 times a month, but we're out there. We're like in the outer islands of the Bahamas, and we just got to get a move on. We're in this flotilla, and they're kind of looking out for us, so we don't want to take up more of their time and resources of the people managing the flotilla and the weather, Chris Parker's weather services and stuff like that, than are necessary. Woo, it's really windy. We have to put away some of this sail. We're about to get off the bank and into some deeper water, so the swells are gonna be able to build a little bit more. Right now they're just staying small because they're touching the bottom and they're not able to build. The bottom helps dissipate the energy. It's nasty out there. We reduced our head sail to just this little tiny sliver of head sail, and look how fast we're going still. Luckily, we're still kind of sheltered by the bank over there, so hopefully the seas don't build too big. But it's just a squall. It's not like this is a sustained storm. Hopefully it passes relatively quick. I just heard some thunder. Throw some things in the oven.
Really?
Just in case.
My toes are soggy. My hands are soggy. Are you soggy? How would you say it's going?
I just want to be there.
It's going terrible. Last night was the roughest weather we have ever been in. Waves were literally breaking on top of the cabin. It has poured for about 3 days straight. We haven't seen the sun. Everything is soaking wet. But we are 57 miles from Cat, where we will anchor for probably 2 nights, because as of right now, the Gulf Stream has waves up to 12 feet, and we are definitely not going in that.
30 miles to Cat Key. Had to turn an engine on just to charge the batteries because we haven't seen any sun for 3 days. It's been just rainy and squally and rough, and we're finally in the lee of some really shallow banks and stuff, so it's breaking down the chop and swell a little bit, getting a little calmer. But Cat Key, 30 miles away. Can't wait to be there. I don't know, eat something, shower. We haven't showered in like 3 days. This whole trip has been a blur. We've been on this boat for literally like 14 days straight now.
It's supposed to be 7 to 9 days. Easy sailing, yada yada yada.
And even though we stopped to avoid bad weather, it still has not, well, the second half of the trip has been a little bit rough. Basically just these past 3 days, right? Our first 5 days were fine, and then these past 3 days have just been Can't wait to be there. We finally made it! We're at this little island just south of Cat Island called South Cat Island, I think. The wind's supposed to turn southwest tomorrow morning, which is kind of weird because we're on the opposite side of this low pressure system that's over us right now. So we're just trying to get on the east side of this island. So we're protected by the shallow bank on this side and the island on that side.
Hallelujah! I cannot tell you how excited I am that we're still. I'll be even more excited when I shower. You're all wet. Give me some skin.
All right, we made it.
Okay, it's a new day. Last night was probably the best night's sleep we have ever had.
I think we slept for like almost 12 hours.
It rained.
I woke up and I felt like I came out of a coma.
It rained all night long. It lightning super bad, but it was very peaceful. We woke up, we did a really good yoga sesh. As we were going to bed last night, Billy dropped some big news on me. We were like about to fall asleep. We just finished watching a movie, and he's like,
you were talking to your dad on the phone.
Yeah, I talked to my dad to let him know we were here, we were safe, and Billy's like, oh, I have some big news. And I was like, what? He's like, we had a speed record! Woo! It is official. Our new speed record is 18.0 knots.
we had just left the Rapids that first night, and we were surfing a little bit, and then we reduced sail, and then I took some out, and then Sierra went to bed, I took some more. No, I'm just kidding, take some more out. But we were... they were like perfect waves for surfing because they were short, decent size, and then pretty steep. And then all of a sudden we went on this long surf just as it was getting dark, so I couldn't really see too well like what was coming, and all of a sudden we started gliding, and it was almost silent, but we started gliding on this long surf. I was like, are we still surfing? And we were surfing this wave for a long time. Like usually you surf and then you stop, you slow down, then you might catch the next one and you stop, slow down. But this one we were just going. It was like bzzz, and then I was like, oh my god, but I couldn't leave the helm because I was trying to help the autopilot steer the direction it should. And then when I did, I went over and I looked at the iPad, which was inside. I couldn't see it right here, and I looked at it and I clicked and I saw that we had just hit 18 knots.
Yeah, so if you need proof, here we'll play the video of the exact moment it happened on our navionics chart. So nothing is real unless we have proof, and we're big proof people. So there's your proof. The mainsail was not up.
No, yeah, just the head sail, not even the full head sail.
It was very reefed,
most
too.
of that trip was so interesting.
The first 5 days were absolute perfect sailing, the most perfect sailing you could ever imagine.
But the wind was a little light, but it was fine. It was so calm. Like, our average was pretty low. We did have to motor part of the time, but we traded off for very, very calm weather, and that's when the rally was leaving, so that's why we left then.
But we only motored the entire
We motored
10 days.
Full day.
No, we did not. We only motored one night.
Yeah, alright, so we motored one full evening, yeah, when it was pouring rain and there was no wind. What was interesting was, like, this part of the trip, we had a lot of wind. It was such a fine balance. Like, we didn't want to be surfing and going at high speeds all the time, especially at night, especially when one of us are trying to rest. So we only used the head sail, and we had it furled in most of the way. And it was like a fine line of, as soon as you start picking up your average to go really fast, like 7, 8 knots, you were easily surfing on the bigger swells. And that's why we had to kind of tone it back and reduce sail enough where our average is only like 6 knots, but at least we weren't surfing constantly. We'd be going slow enough for the waves to pass under us, but fast enough to have a decent average. And if it was just day sail, I would have no problem just like hand steering, have both sails up, just surfing but controlling the boat by hand. That would be no problem. But when it's on a multi-day passage, so like we need to get our rest. We need to make sure the other person's getting rest, so the boat's got to be under control and not freaking the other person out.
This trip was supposed to take between 7 and 9 days. It has officially been 13 already. We have not stepped foot on land the entire time. We're ready to be there.
Yeah.
We're so ready to be there. It is Saturday. Tomorrow is Sunday. We may be able to leave tomorrow, but we might have to wait until Monday. And then we officially get hauled out on Tuesday, so we're kind of racing the clock right now. Obviously, we're not going to leave if it's not safe. Getting a scheduled appointment to haul out right now when everyone's trying to get in is kind of tricky, so we're going to try to make it.
All right, here we go. Last leg to Florida.
Okay, ring that bell one more time. We started the morning by running onto the sandbar that was protecting us from all the wind. We raised the mainsail with 2 reefs in it, just so we wouldn't have to do it when we were kind of out here in rougher conditions. I was like reversing it, 1 engine forward, 1 reverse, but we were going in forward pretty fast due to the mainsail, and we couldn't reverse fast enough, and we ended up on the sandbar, but we got off. And now we're on the move. If that is not a good start, I don't know what is.
Got 3 fish on, or 2 now. We lost 1. Just came off. Here we go. Oh, he got off. Ah, we lost 2, but at least it's not like they broke our...
Another one!
Woo! Little mini one. All right, that's 2 little blackfin. Well, one's pretty big for a blackfin. Sierra says they're the biggest blackfin we've ever got. All right, we got some dinner for a couple nights now. Holly want a cracker? They didn't want a cracker.
Oh my god, she's like a shark.
Did you identify him in your bird book?
No, I thought he looked like an oriole, but they say they wouldn't really be in open water. So if anyone can tell us what he is.
Well, there it is, Palm Beach. Right in front of us, another 8 miles to go, and we're gonna be back in the States. We went for a quick visit each, but besides that, in over a year, and Adrenaline hasn't been back there in over a year, so pretty exciting. I wonder if anything's changed. Are you excited to be back? Oh, you are, huh?
Do you see land? Oh my Lanta. Oh my Lanta.
We did it! We did it!
Let's do a large cauliflower. You still have that? A large meatball. And they don't have eggplant. What's your next choice? And just a large, like, cheese. What's your next popular? Like, your most popular one? We have a tradition of having pizza delivered whenever we make a large entrance. And in New York, it's always Renzo's Pizza, but in Florida, Billy loves Anthony's Pizza. Anthony's cold fire pizza and wings. Billy's mom and sister Catherine and a new puppy that they have. Do we know a name yet? Possibly Marlo, possibly Wally, possibly Ace. We're not sure yet. New puppy. My parents and my sister are gonna come join us for pizza on the boat. I really hope it doesn't rain.
How's it feel, Jetty? First time off the boat in 2 weeks. Marlo. Hey, Marlo.
I definitely
the same
see it.
exact time.
See what I'm saying?
The wheel or the rod or something is broken.
Me and this
we'll
baby.
Call. And I got
Say
right here. It was like right here, circling.
You
and
are
I'm
so
like
precious.
being gentle, but trying to get it up.
Sitting like a
And
little...